Hey guys, and welcome to episode 9 of the Happy Knitting Podcast. My name is Julia, and as you can probably hear, I am a little bit sick today. But I just wanted to get an episode out today because I am sitting at home and I'm going crazy and I have a lot of stuff that I want to show you. So I'll try to get through this quickly because I have actually recorded before and it turned into a million pieces because a lot of things happened in the middle of recording. So I'm just trying to do another one which is quick and I just want to get through it. So thank you so much for tuning in today, whether you're a returning viewer, which I still can't believe because who would turn in every week and actually listen to what I'm saying? Or if you're a new viewer, thank you so much for trying my podcast. Maybe another podcast episode would be better than this one because I just don't feel like this was going to be my best episode so far. But thank you anyways. So I'm going to talk about knitting, some spinning, some sewing, my new acquisitions, and life in general. So I will just start with my finished objects. And guess what? I finished my relaxed sweater. So this is what it looks like. I haven't woven in any of the ends. I have a lot of ends. So it is oversized. And you have like arm decreases and then tiny sleeves, which took me ages to knit. And you have a rolling edge, which is actually quite nice. I really like how that turned out. Sorry about all the crazy ends. And I just blocked it, so I wore it yesterday after finishing it and it kind of sat really weird. So I blocked it, but because it's still a tiny bit wet, I haven't tried it on yet. So I will show that to you another day. And this is by Ravelry Designs and the yarn is Drops Alpaca in the colorway 3969. So I'm really happy to have that off the needles because that project was just, I was just not enjoying it anymore. So now it's finished. Also the yarn bled really bad when I washed it. So I tried with vinegar and I tried everything, but it still keeps on bleeding, which is annoying. But hopefully that'll get better in time. So that's that. My second object is buried underneath everything, which is not going to do it any good considering it has been blocked before. And this is the Succulent Shawl by Maria Monska. As you can see, it is quite big, which I like. And I have blocked it, but then I have worn it quite a lot. So that is why it is a bit scrunched up. But I am loving this yarn. A lot of people commented on it, and honestly, I ordered it on Zauberwiese, which is a German brand, and I wasn't really expecting too much. I just kind of grabbed it because I thought, oh yeah, I'll use it sooner or later, and it was just pure luck that I cast it on straight away. And I think it's a beautiful yarn. And obviously you can wear the shawl like that, or you can just throw it over your shoulders, which I think I might actually do sometimes when I wear it to like more formal occasions. So the yarn is a 600 meter BFL silk mix with 55% BFL, 45% silk in the colorway Umarmung, which means hugs. And I lost the tag. But I really love the shawl. I did 5 repeats of this lace chart, which is called chart B, I think. And then I didn't do the picot. Oops, I'm showing you the wrong side. I started a normal bind off because I wanted to do that. Then I ripped back, did a picot bind off and didn't like that. And then I ended up going with a normal Judy super stretchy bind off again. So that's that. And I really enjoy this pattern. It might have been the most enjoyable pattern I have knit this year. I did this as part of my challenge cow, which is going on at the moment, because for me it's a challenge to do a lace project that has lace on both sides. So I was quite scared, but honestly this project wasn't hard at all. I memorized all the charts pretty quickly and it was just so much fun. It was just the perfect, like it kept me busy because you have to use your head, but I still like pretty much all the time when I was knitting on this, I was still watching podcasts or watching TV or talking to my friends. Like it's still a mindless or relatively mindless knit, if you do have some experience with lace. I wouldn't consider myself the greatest lace knitter in history, and I managed to get through this in 8 days, so I think you could do it too. Sorry, I'm drinking tea because of my throat, and I'm having my tea in my cute reindeer? Oh, I don't know. Mug. It's actually my boyfriend's mug, and I keep stealing it from him because it's cute. Works in progress. I'm still knitting on my socks, which I showed you last week, and the yarn is Drops Fable, and I love this yarn. This is colorway 904. It looks like this in the bowl, and look how beautiful my socks are. So I finished the first one. I did a twisted rib, which is my favorite rib at the moment. The reinforced heel with slip stitches, and I really like how this heel flap, I guess, turned out completely white. I really like that. So I finished the first one, and I really love this sock. I love the pattern. I love this yarn, and it's really cheap yarn. Like, I like this more than some of the indie dyed yarn that I have knit before. And I have started the second, and as you can see, it is very mismatched, which I did on purpose because I like these kind of socks. I like to be mismatched, and these are just flying off my needles. I think I knit pretty much this much yesterday in like 45 minutes, and so I'm close to starting the heel on this one. And I'm knitting these on my Knit Pro needles, the Knit Pro Things, which are pretty new, and I feel like a lot of podcasters have gotten them, and I really enjoy them. They're not the tips aren't super great, but I mean, you wouldn't use them for like lace, sort of crazy lace socks anyways. But they're really cheap, and they're super light. And yeah, I got the 15 centimeter ones, which I really like the length of. I feel like they knit a lot faster than the 20 centimeter ones. So I am enjoying these socks immensely. I'm actually thinking about casting on a second pair of socks, which I never do. I kind of have this rule to only be knitting on one sock at a time. So let's see if I break it. But maybe I'll just finish these ones first. My second work in progress you haven't seen before, and it is in this bag, which I am super proud because I sewed this bag. So I got my sewing machine and I sewed this bag, and it was a terrible experience because so many things went wrong. Some of them were my fault, some of them were my machine's fault, but I do like the outcome. So I have a pink zipper and then this fabric on the inside, which I quite like. And I got all of these fabrics and zippers and everything in Vietnam. And what's in it is my boyfriend's sweater. So I finally started it. I think this is my #1 priority in my challenge cal, because this just needs to be finished. And I'm knitting in Drops Lima. Sorry about that. And the colorway is 519. And as you can see, I did the ribbing and then started the stockinette section. I really like how this yarn is knitting up. I'm knitting a Drops pattern, which is free on the internet. On their webpage, it's called Twilight, and I modified it a bit, but I won't go into too much detail. It's all on my project page, and maybe I'll talk about it more when I have more of a voice that doesn't threaten to be gone any second. But I really like how it's knitting up. I'm knitting it on 3.5mm needles, which is one size down from what the pattern and yarn suggests, and it's giving me a fantastic, like, sturdy and thick fabric, and I really like it. So I just need to go on this because it's going quite fast with DK weight, but I just need to knit on it. And I'm so happy that I started that. Sorry about that. And that's all my works in progress, and I have done a lot of spinning, so I'll go into that now. So last week I showed you this one, which I spun out of merino. It's 100 grams, and I still really like that. And I wanted to make a shawl with it, so I spun up this bit. I think I spun this up in like less than a day. This is some leftover virgin wool from Germany, which I got when I first started spinning. It's a bit more rough than this one, but the gauge should be relatively similar. So I'm planning to do like a two-colored simple garter sort of shawl, because I just want something to wrap myself in, and it's really, really soft, and I think this is going to make a good shawl. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. I know my hair is doing weird things today. Crazy! So first I did that, and then my fondant fiber arrived, and I'm so happy about that. Sorry for everything's falling down. So the first thing that I got and immediately started to spin are these fusslings in the popsicle colorway. And I mean, these look really, really good as they are, right? I think I managed to ruin them. I spun them up, and I tried to spin like a thin fingering weight yarn. Well, that was really hard to say. And as you can see, this is the singles. They're all kind of running into each other, and it doesn't look very nice at all anymore. So what I did yesterday was I decided to just start plying the about 50 grams that I already have done, because I felt like I was not enjoying it, and I don't know, I think I just spun it the wrong way. I was finding it hard to spin because it is silk and merino and stellina, and some parts were just impossible to draft. Like I think the silky bits were like, I don't know, it's like blobs of fiber, and I was having difficulties. And it's all kind of just blended into each other. I think I should have spun it another way. Like I saw someone on Instagram, and they did more like a worsted weight art yarn sort of yarn out of this, and that's probably the way you have to go about that. So if you have any suggestions about that, please do let me know. I'm just going to ply this now, and I want to come back to the rest of it when I'm more sure of what I'm doing with it, because I don't want to ruin it, and I also don't want to be spinning something that I'm not enjoying. So please give me advice on that. That's what I'm spinning at the moment. I'm hoping to finish plying this today. And then I'll just go into what I got. I also got these fusslings. So she has these packs where you just get surprise colors. And I think these will just be like instant gratification sort of quick spins, which should be fun. And I'm planning to just spin a few minis, and then, I don't know, do some sort of mini colorful shawl, blanket, I don't know, something with them. And I think these will be great to just learn more about spinning as well. And where's my cute little mini that I spun? That's what happens when you record twice and you have everything everywhere. Also from Fun and Fiber I got a sample, which was called Ile-de-France, which I think is a sheep breed, and Misty Morning is the colorway. And it was just a tiny bump, and look what I got. I actually got quite a big mini out of it. So I spun this up, and I really, really enjoyed spinning it. It was so bouncy. Like even the singles had like a stretch sort of bouncy feeling to them. It was really, really fun. So I spun this up in a day, and I think I want to order a full braid of this, because it was just so fun, and I felt like that was the easiest fiber to spin. Like it basically just wanted to spin itself, and you just had to do it. So that was really, really fun. And then I got a beautiful braid, which I want to dig into today. I just put it into a bag because I wanted it to stay nice. So I got this one, which is fondant fiber merino top with nylon, and it is the lavender tea colorway. And it says 100 grams, but it's actually 127 grams, which I think it listed on the homepage as 120 or something. So I love this. And I think this one is a much more fitting sort of fiber for me, because with the other ones, I think I picked something that looked fun, but I didn't really think about how it would spin up, how the yarn would look, and if it would actually ever have a purpose for the yarn. So these are much more my colors. I think this will spin up beautifully, and for the future I'm telling myself to, you know, be sensible and actually buy a fiber that I can use for something. So I think I just made a beginner's mistake with my first order and order beautiful things that I don't really know what to do with. But this one I'm super excited about, and I am so in love with the fondant fiber. I think I'm going to order another, do another order with them so soon, because I am just enjoying it so much. I am in love with fondant fiber. I just want to spin at the moment. I'm just enjoying it. And I'm sure you all know fondant fiber, but that's their card, or her card, with a little progress keeper? No, stitch marker. And it is just super cute. And it actually wasn't that expensive either. So yes, I am addicted to fondant fiber. I said to my boyfriend I just want to get that for Christmas, but I think I will have to treat myself. So that's spinning. On to sewing once more. I showed you my bag. I also did a quilt top. Oh no, today I'm just having one of these everything that could go wrong does go wrong days. So I was showing you my quilt top before my phone fell over. So this is just a really easy quilt top because I wanted to get to know my sewing machine. And these were super discounted jelly roll fabrics that I got off Davanda. I talked about them before. So this is the quilt top, and I will hopefully quilt that onto a fleece in the next coming days. I'm really happy with it so far. I haven't ironed it, obviously. It's a bit messy, but for our first try I'm really happy with that. And I just wanted to try with the cheap sort of fabrics before I dig into my nicer jelly rolls. Then I actually did one more thing which I forgot to show you. I started knitting a colorwork hat because colorwork was one more of those things that I wanted to try for the challenge cowl, but you probably won't be able to see. But I messed up the colorwork. I wanted to do like a honeycomb slip stitch sort of pattern, and it just wasn't working out. And because of the slip stitches, the fabric was too tight, so there was no way I was actually ever going to wear that. So I decided to just rip out the needles and I will frock this, because I don't want to work on something that's never going to turn out nice. But I used my Vietnamese yarns, which are actually really nice. It's, I think, silk velveteen or silk protein it's called. And I think it will be really good for hats, and I have so much of this stuff. Okay, moving on to acquisitions. I got my package from the wonderful Aurore, who is a viewer from France, and she is one of the first people I got to know through Instagram and Ravelry and the podcast, and we've chatted a lot, and we just decided to do a swap, and it's my first swap ever, and I am just so excited and thrilled with what she sent me. She actually sent me 2 packages because she's amazing. So she sent me the cutest pen, which has pandas. I mean, how cute is that? I actually am used now to write my show notes there. Then I got a button, which will go on one of my project bags. So cute. I got a tea, which is called Bangalore Express. It's a green tea. And she said it's a sample of an original mix, so I'm super excited to dig into that. I have been saving it because at the moment I can't really taste anything. So I will definitely drink that once I'm better. Then I got these bits of caramel. It's a huge pack. And these are from her region of France, which is Brittany. I'm not going to try to pronounce this, but these just look delicious. I will definitely dig into that today. I will have to save these for my boyfriend. And the thing that I found hardest to resist, especially the last couple of days when I was sick so many times, I was just like, I want to eat that chocolate. Should I just eat it, or should I wait? Or should I eat it? But I waited, and this is just the most beautiful French dark chocolate. So I'm really, really excited to try that. And I barely ever eat chocolate, so when I do, I really savor it, and I'm gonna make coffee later and eat that chocolate. So excited! And then I got 2 beautiful cards because I've got 2 packages. I got this one, which is so cute. And then I got another one with llamas, and they're so adorable, and I love llamas. I thought it was alpacas, to be honest, but it says llamas on the back. How cute is that? As you can see, this package made me so happy. And then the thing that you're probably most interested in is the yarn. And I got French indie dyed yarn. It looks like this. So this is 50 grams each of a French brand called Les Jolies de Milly. And the funny thing is, I felt like her label was familiar to me, and then I noticed that I was following her on Instagram, and I think she might even be watching this podcast, if I saw it right on my subscribers list. So these yarns are beautiful, Milly. And I feel like Aurora, who sent me this, she just really knew what I would like. Like everything in this package is just so me. So this is sock yarn. It's called Sock Mini. It's 50 grams each of 75% superwash wool, 25% nylon. I cannot pronounce the name of the colorway. Can you see it? I put it in the show notes. It says ciel, which I think means sky. I'm not sure what the other thing means. But they look kind of blue, but they also have green in it, which is not showing up very well. But they're just beautiful. So I'm really happy. And once again, thank you so much. I think I've sent her about 10 messages. But I am so happy with that, and I just want to cuddle my sock yarn. You can probably tell that I'm already like much more energized and happy now that I'm talking about it. And I have more acquisitions because I had a crazy mail week and everything arrived on the same day. So I'm starting to get a collection of crazy colorful sock yarns. So last week I showed you a German brand called Zauberwiese, and I don't know why. I ordered more. I ordered another German brand because I said I wanted to try more of the local yarns and just see what's out there, rather than always ordering from places that are super far away, even though I do like that as well. So I tried another German brand, which is called Tausendschön. And I got 2 skeins, which I picked online. I got this one, which is called Blaustern, or Blue Star. And this one I have looked at 1,000 times on the online store. So when I decided to actually order something, I was like, this is the one that I'm definitely getting. Look at those colors. And I ordered this one, which is called Vergiss mein nicht, or Forget Me Not, which is a flower. And all of these are sock yarns, 75, 25, 420 meters. And then I got 2 of the surprise ones. And in the beginning, I wasn't really sure what I thought about them. I got this one, which is very autumnal. And I do think it is a beautiful color, but it's not really my color. Like the rusty orange sort of thing is not really my thing. So in the beginning, I was very unsure about it. But the more I look at it, the more I actually like it, and I think I will definitely use that. And then I got this one, which is called Anna Gruber. And again, I was kind of disappointed because I looked at those 2 and I thought, oh, they're kind of the same. But actually they're not. Like the green is similar, but there's like a lot more different like blue shades in here. And like denim and a lot more white, and it's more speckled, kind of. So again, I'm starting to like this one as well. I think I could do something with those two together and just like do one row in each yarn, but I'm not sure. But these ones are very, very soft. Like I compare these to the yarns that I got last week, which I'll just show you this one. And the last week's one, they feel more rough because I think they're more twisted. Whereas the 1000 schön ones, they're very, very soft and squishy. So I find that quite interesting, and I'm curious to see how those will knit up and how they will feel. And like, it's interesting to see the subtle differences in different yarns, even though they have the exact same fiber content, exact same yardage, meterage. Yeah, it'll just be interesting. So now, as you can see, I have a lot of colorful sock yarn. So I will stop buying sock yarn. I'm telling myself I will not buy any more colorful sock yarn because while they are beautiful, they are not really something that I would wear like around my neck, or I don't know. So if I do buy yarn again soon, which I might, I want to really buy more neutral colors that are more wearable. Even though the colorful, like, it's so much fun. You always like, it makes me really happy. But now I want to buy something different because I feel like I have enough yarn for socks for a while. Sorry, I feel like I'm rushing through this, but I don't know, I'm just trying to do it. Oh my god, what's happening today? Yeah. This is a chaotic episode. Again. Yeah, whatever. I'm just going to go with it now. I'm sorry about that, guys. I hope you don't have a bad impression of me now. So I think that's all I got. And I say that like as if I didn't have a lot of acquisitions, but I know I have a lot of yarn. But it was definitely a case of I ordered stuff over a few weeks and it all arrived on the same day. So it feels like a lot, even though it was kind of spaced out. So now just a little bit about life. Last week I started uni and I did my course in children's and youth psychiatry, which doesn't sound interesting to you, I guess, but for me this is super, super amazing. I really wanted to get into that course and I did, and I was unmotivated to actually go there, but once I was there, it was so inspiring. It is kind of what I always wanted to do, and that's what I studied for, to be like working with children and working with those sort of complex disorders, even though sometimes they can be pretty like heartbreaking and depressing. It's so my thing, and I'm so happy with that. And the first lecture was super interesting. They actually brought down a patient, and it was heartbreaking, but I was just so inspired. I can't even begin to explain how much I was just like, oh my god. Like, I was just focused 100% on that, and it was just awesome. So I'm actually rethinking my career plans because I was going to, like, after I finish my diploma next year, I was going to go into the workforce and actually start working as a psychologist and kind of do more of like on the side training. But now I'm thinking about actually doing another 3 to 5 years sort of training full-time, which would qualify me to be a psychotherapist. I can do like therapy without that as well, but that would be like the top of the sort of command. Like, that would be really, really awesome to have that qualification. So I'm just very, very inspired, and I have been thinking about it a lot. I have been talking about it with my boyfriend and my family, because obviously, like, signing down to another 3 to 5 years of, you know, more training and stuff is a big decision, life-wise and job-wise, and it is something that I feel like I should talk about with my boyfriend. So I am on the fence about it at the moment. I don't have to decide right now, but I am very, very inspired and motivated at the moment, and the next lecture is the day after tomorrow, so I hope that I will be well enough to go there. And then I got sick. I was gonna go out on Friday, and I'm glad I didn't, because I woke up on Saturday with fever and I was miserable and I had 2 really, really bad nights. My boyfriend was also sick, but I think I was worse. And I am just slowly recovering from that. And I'm at the point where I'm really, really going crazy because I'm sitting inside and it's just, I don't feel like I'm getting anywhere and it's not, healing fast enough. Which is kind of why I wanted to do a podcast today, just to kind of use my time while I'm stuck at home. But I am getting better, and I think a lot of people are sick at the moment. And at least because there's Rhinebeck was last weekend, now there is lots of podcasts to watch from people who tell me all about it, and I am of course very, very jealous that I didn't get to go, but maybe in another life I will. The next weeks are gonna be a bit more full with like events and family, because next week on the weekend we're going to my hometown because it's my grandma's birthday. And I think I mentioned a few times that my grandma is very important to me because she was the big crafter in my family, and she's a knitter and a sewer and she does all sorts of things. And I also mentioned that she was or still is quite sick. So for her birthday, everyone's trying to, make a big effort, and all of the grandchildren are coming, and we really just want to cheer her up and also help out my grandpa and just help everyone get through a difficult time. And then the weekend after, we're actually going to see my boyfriend's parents, who I really love. They live in the north of Germany. And when I first met them about over a year ago, I was kind of worried because I thought, I don't know if we like each other and maybe we will never get along. And now I just love them so much and we get along so well. So I'm really excited to go up there. And I have spotted a yarn store, which sounds really good. So I think I will refrain from any purchases until then, in roughly 2 weeks, when I'll be in Hanover and I will go yarn shopping there. That's about that. The challenge call is still running on our Ravelry group, which is the Happy Knitting Podcast group. I think you all know the rules, but very quickly you can do anything you want, basically knitting, sewing, spinning, whatever, as long as it is a challenge to you. It doesn't have to be a huge challenge, like even something simple, or like if it's just like a new construction, or if you've never tried a certain technique. Whatever is a challenge to you counts as a challenge. And we have an FO thread now as well. A viewer told me that it's hard to find my group because I don't have like a badge or like a picture. So I will try to do that in the next few days, but honestly I just haven't had any motivation, or I was just not feeling up to figuring out complicated computer things, because I'm not very good with that. But I will tackle that. Oh, and another viewer asked me if I hand wind all my yarns, because that is what is keeping her from buying yarns that come in skeins. And yes, I do. I don't have a ball winder, I don't have a Swift, because I don't know, whenever I think about ordering one, I feel like I could just buy a yarn with the money instead, so that's what I do. But winding yarns by hand is absolutely fine. Like, there's nothing you have to be worried about. I always put my yarns around like a chair, which I place next to me or like close to me on the sofa, and then I just wind by hand while watching a podcast or watching TV, and it doesn't take that long. Like, I wind all my 800 meter lace yarns and everything, and it's fine. The only thing is that you shouldn't just lay it flat when winding it, because that's when I always make a big mess. So that's the only hint I can give you. But besides that, I wouldn't worry about that. I don't mind winding the yarns. It can be quite peaceful. And a lot of times I wind my yarn and then I feel like I know what I want to do with it because I felt it and I've had it in my hands, so it's fine. So I think to finish this off, you can find the Ravelry group, which has all the show notes, and it's on the Happy Knitting Podcast group on Ravelry, obviously. My Ravelry name is wuepfi, which is WUEPFI. My Instagram is the Happy Knitting Podcast. And yeah, that's about it, I think. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sticking with me. I feel like I have not been as, I don't know, I've just been all over the place again, and my voice has been a bit weird, and I've been trying to look at the camera and not be all over the place, but I'm not sure if I've succeeded with that. Thank you so much for just sticking with me and coming back every week. Thank you for all your lovely messages and comments on Instagram, on YouTube, on Ravelry Group. I really, really love interacting with you, and I appreciate every single message from you guys. So feel free to contact me, feel free to ask questions in the Ask Away thread. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a good week. I hope you don't get sick, because being sick is really terrible. So stay well. I think everywhere now it's getting quite cold, unless you're living in Australia or something. Here we've had snow, so it's definitely cold. So I hope you all can cuddle up with some warm drinks, coffee and tea, and knitting and spinning, and just spend some time inside and enjoy the crafting that we all love. Happy knitting, everyone. Bye bye.